And we're at one of my favorite projects today, the Holly Street project here, right on the entrance to the east side of Austin, Texas. And today I want to dive into urban density problems with you and how we're going to overcome those in a really good, sustainable manner. So one of the intentions when building this house and the house behind me was that we were going to be able to use these homes for short-term rental when our clients were not living here. So we had to build these homes with a real bomber-proof mentality while still making them very contemporary and honoring the entrance to East Austin. Some of the rules when building an ADU, which is an accessory dwelling unit, is you've got to have a lot of at least 5,700 square feet here in Austin, Texas. Check your local jurisdiction for your rules. And here in Austin, the square footage is going to be about 1,100 square foot max. So we've got 550 down low in that garage and 550 in the top. And that's the conditioned space up top. And I'm gonna tell you, that is the most efficient 550 square feet I've ever seen in my life. Come on, let's look at it. So let's talk layout with you. When you're in 550 square feet like we are right here, layout is uber critical, guys. And what we ended up doing here is we have a kitchen, we have a living dining, kind of in a unified space. We've got a single mini split here, and then we've got two bedrooms, kind of one on the right, one on the left, with a bathroom right in the middle. And on this bathroom, I'll show you in a little while, you can literally do one spin and you're active in the shower, the commode, or the sink, or you're closing the door. So again, I can't stress how critical layout is. It's such an exercise to any sort of architect. In this case, it was Glenn Chappell, who was the architect on this home, to be able to lay out something in 550 square feet. Beneath us, we have the two-car garage, right? So you have kind of a normal parking situation, which is really nice, really handy. In the past, in other projects, we've actually taken away one of those garage bays and we've actually put in living space down there and brought in like the mother-in-law suite downstairs in one of these ADUs where you've got the living space up top separate and then even another smaller living space down low that's in the form of an efficiency. Super cool. Some of the health and efficiency benefits of this home, again, are going to be the mini splits, which allowed us to just kill power to the house anytime it wasn't going to be used in terms of HVAC. So no heating, no cooling when not in use. And we were able to depend on a dehumidifier to maintain all of our nice finishes in this home, because we did do really nice finishes and we wanted it all to be very bomber-proof and very long-lasting, but with a contemporary touch, a contemporary Colorado touch, I would say, being that the homeowners were living in Colorado the whole time that we were building this. So everything was done remotely. It was a really unique experience. With that dehumidifier, that's able to maintain a really nice relative humidity inside the space, which again is great for health and comfort, and you don't have to have the HVAC on. So it was a super good solution for us. That dehu we actually did beneath the cabinets down in the toe kick area. So y'all have got to check that out. It was another really thorough use of space. In terms of the materials here, we did an engineered wood floor. We thought that would be really nice with a really thick wear layer. We didn't want to be wasteful of money. This was done with some budgetary implications in mind, being that it was more of an investment property intended for being able to rent out or live in. So we were, again, super mindful, didn't want to be wasteful, but didn't want to be too over the top with anything either. So everything was a calculated equation. Check this out, guys. This is crazy. So I'm in this little bathroom. I always think about this bathroom every time I think about a tight space or an ADU. And this bathroom, guys, you can access the sink right here, all off of just this one single spin movement. Over here, I'm in the shower, or lastly, just kick the door shut and I'm in the commode right here. Bam. All of that like a ballerina, done. That, my friends, is efficiency. Okay, so I'm gonna take you to the favorite room of mine in this ADU. As I show you the space, I want you to see the simplicity associated with it, right? This, in lieu of a closet, we just had a big open area, very industrial, right? With the coat hangers and stuff, not more than you need. Could always be built out later if somebody wanted something more fancy. And again, we've got the Mitsubishi mini splits. We know how efficient those are. We also know those can be turned off if not in use, and we can just depend on our dehu. And then in terms of the windows, I'm gonna, again, save the windows a little bit for the main house, but this is one of my favorite views, period, on this whole property. You can see downtown Austin, right here, you got these beautiful old oak trees just shading you. You can see the school children playing across the street. They just redid the school over the last few years since we've been here. All right, before we go down to the main house, I've got to take you outside on the deck of the ADU, and I got to show you at least 2 or 3 more details, and then that'll be a wrap up here. Let's go. All right, guys, so I got some really cool stuff to show you out here before we get off this deck, as I said. One of them is straight up. Check out this soffit. I couldn't get out of here without talking about this. When I looked over here at this soffit, it reminded me kind of where I've been in the history of soffits for myself. So this is the last time I did a Hardy soffit, right? Hardy is that cementitious soffit board. I had kind of a nightmare project before where I skim coated the whole Hardy soffit and taped it, and it totally cracked on me, and I had to go back and fix it all, and it really was awful, but it was a great, tremendous learning experience, right? Great and tremendous. And so in this particular case, we just learned from that, and we abutted the Hardy without any tape or anything like that. So you can actually see these like minute seams, and we let it be that way. And I'm looking at it 5 years plus later, and it looks pretty stinking awesome. So I'm super happy with how this soffit turned out, all things considered. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Okay, next, stucco. So I need to grab my trusty football cleat right here. I'm a quarterback, I hope y'all know that. And I want to show you a little bit about this killer stucco. This is a La Habra smooth finish stucco. I first learned about this from Matt Reisinger. He was showing this off on the Build Show many years ago, and I was like, damn, that's sexy. As you can see, this stucco, like all stucco, will get some minute cracking. So, you know, it's not going to be a product that is going to be perfect in nature. It's going to be modeled. It's going to have hairline cracks, and that's kind of what you're going for. It's kind of like touring ancient Italy and checking out all that beautiful stucco work and plaster work. So what is different about this particular stucco? Well, number one, we vented it, right? So look directly above me, you can see some of these sexy vents. I believe those are stainless steel or aluminum. I don't remember for sure, but one or the other, right? It's some sort of metal that's not going to change and corrode or anything like that. And then we also have a vent down here. That's going to be a difficult shot to get a shot of, but basically this stucco breathes from the top to the bottom, and it allows the stucco to dry out here and behind. This is a very vapor open stucco, so it can totally get wet, and it can dry out rapidly, and it's not intended to be sealed or anything like that. So if you're to do that, you're going to see something for a little bit, and then it's going to go away, but that's exactly how it's intended to be. So I would suggest don't seal this. The football cleat, why am I holding it? Okay, so this has a rain screen behind it. I use the Delta Dry Stucco and Stone. That is my favorite type of rain screen for stucco. I highly recommend it. It's not a cheap date in terms of rain screens, but the reason I like it so much is it's so darn robust. It's like a plastic sheet with football cleats on one side. That's where this football cleat analogy is coming from. So the football cleat side goes up against your wall sheathing like that. And then the other side of it has like a woven fabric material, and that is what you're gonna apply your first coat, actually your lath, your stucco lath, which is your metal. You're gonna nail that up on all that, and you're gonna apply it directly to that Delta Dry Stucco and Stone surface. And it creates just such a superb air and water barrier while allowing all this room for water to just go down and around as water should, right? So kind of wrapping on this, we got the big dynamic windows. We've got these big corner extrusions. This one had to be custom made with some coil stock that was the same color as our windows. And then we've got the dynamic winged roofline that is so iconic, set the stage for the entrance to East Austin that we're at right here. And we had 2 or 3 other homes adjacent to us actually take a similar detail and apply it to their build. So it was such an honor. It was such a tremendous experience to be part of this. And guys, ADUs, I think they're so valuable. They're so helpful in terms of urban density and giving somebody the opportunity to have a home that they can actually afford that's still right in the center of downtown Austin. So I hope y'all enjoyed this tour. We're gonna go down and look at the main house next, but this one is one of my favorites that we've done all time. Adios, amigos.